Well, Mayor Bob, welcome back to Mayor's Monday here at WSAU and WSAU.com. It's last few days, last few weeks, it's been absolutely ideal. You can get outside and enjoy everything Wausau has to offer here lately, right?
Well, exactly. Hello, Wasa. How you doing? Yeah, it's summer, and I think it's finally here. It's still a little chilly here a couple of days, but it's summertime. This is something that we all long for, especially after this last year. I know I had it mentioned in my newsletter that'll be coming out soon. We didn't have a spring, and we did not. Well, we had one heck of a winter, probably the toughest one that I ever remember, like we talked about before. Um, and in that newsletter, we touched on a couple of different things. As far as the pothole, the Mayor's Pothole Hotline has been very successful. To date, we put out over 210 tons of blacktop tar mix in potholes. And if everything goes right by the end of June, all potholes will be fixed. If you see one, by all means, call us. We'll get out there and we'll get it fixed. We got a multitude of different trucks and crews out there. I give those guys all the credit in the world because they take care of everything in the winter, and now they're taking care of the follow up afterwards. But lots of events, lots of different things going on throughout the summer. If you can't find something to do here in Wausau during the weekend or the week, I don't know what to tell you because there's always something happening. It's just one of those things that make our city so fun and unique. So always something going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, everything, the one thing everybody, it seems, they look forward to is, the Wednesday nights, the
Hmm.
outdoor music concert on the square in the 400 block. I'm sure that's something that you like to get out
I
to
went to
every
the
now and then
first one.
too.
I had to. I had to. It's not the right word, but I threw out the first pitch and watched the Woodchucks game here for the second week, and I'll be coming up here for the following throughout the summer. That type of thing. It's just one of those cool things about the 400 block that brings so many people together. You have a good time midweek, hump day, relax a little bit, enjoy the music, maybe have a beverage or two, and in moderation, of course, and just enjoy one another's company. It's just one of those things that make Wausau so special.
And when you get the chance to get out to those events like that, obviously, you're a man of the people, as you like to say. You get a chance to interact with your constituents as well. I mean, what do they have to say about those events when you have the
Well,
chance?
most people, honestly, are very wonderful, or at least reasonable and rational to deal with. The first time I kind of stuck out like a sore thumb here a couple of weeks ago because I was coming from another meeting. I got there a little bit late, and I'm wearing my dork suit, my tie and stuff like that. So yeah, I stood out. But no, seriously, most people when they come up to me, I love chatting with people and all the different and good things that are happening in Wausau, not just in the summertime, but throughout. There are a lot of good positive things, and there's a vibe out there. Most people are pretty happy, from what I understand. They like to see what's happening. I just found out here last week that Wausau is once again we're on our way to a record third year of economic growth and job development. Last year for 2018, Wausau got recognized as the best best city in Wisconsin. To be recognized for that, I don't know if that's going to happen again, but looks like the year three, three solid years of economic record growth. I want to keep it going, so we'll see what happens. But it's just a lot of good things happening here in our city, a lot of development, a lot of housing, jobs being created. If you want to go to work, people, the jobs are there, and take it upon yourself to find one. Frankly,
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the areas that actually is going to be opening up here, as far as outdoor space goes, the River Life Park is going to be opening up very soon here, from what I understand.
if
Correct?
everything goes right, I'll be starting here by the end of this month, going into the first part of July. It is exciting. It has been a long time coming. We didn't get stalled there for a while. But the good news is we got local people, and I got to give these guys a lot of credit. They were persistent and very tenacious, and their tenacity paid off, if you want to call it that. Mitch Vagut is a good guy. Dr. Riveron, local, Bob Odie. They have a commitment to Wausau. They want to see things succeed, and this is something that they've been planning for some time. And then they've got a phase two that'll possibly be coming once phase one is done. And everybody that I talk to, I was talking with the mayor of Green Bay here last fall, and they always use this as an example. The first one is always the toughest to get done. All the hurdles, all the loops and everything you got to go through to get it completed. But once it happens and people can see it, bam, the rest of it, it's just that development. And think of where Green Bay was at 10 years ago on their waterfront and their abandoned buildings. and what they have is just magnificent. That's something that I really want to see happen for Wausau here, because our riverfront is really where it's at. We're already developing plans and comprehensive plans, strategic plans, if you will, for the South Riverfront, and then over by the towers, as we call them. Dudley Tower right now, with the hope of another one coming. So again, there's a lot of good things that are happening, and things in the next couple of years. Wausau's really going to be transformed, and I'm talking about Wausau in the next 5, 10, 15 years. That vision, if you will, it's going to be incredible if it all comes to fruition.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about that Green Bay waterfronts there. What the way that has changed in recent years. I mean, look at what that can do to that city. Now, obviously, Green Bay has something that Wausau doesn't.
Yeah, they got the Packers.
And that's the
they
Packers.
Probably have a little more private investment too. But again, we're getting outside interest, if you will, as far as our city. And I'm also not just looking at the downtown or the riverfront, but I'm looking at our housing and everything, especially around the downtown area. Respectfully, it's older. I think some of it needs to be replaced. Now, the city can't go in there and do that. That's up to those homeowners and landowners. But there's different programs out there, the Live It Up Wausau, the Fix It Up Wausau programs that people can take advantage of to spruce up and fix up their properties. It's really an exciting time here in Wausau, and I think a lot of people are excited and they can see it. We're going to keep that buzz going.
Absolutely. You're talking about the Green Bay waterfront there. I was also going to throw in there is the possibility that the NFL draft is going to be coming to Green Bay in a couple of years. They're hoping that can be a way for them to showcase that
exactly.
That
and I've heard the same talk. Respectfully, they've got that. I don't. I know a couple of weeks ago I was able to see Paul McCartney in Green Bay with my wife and some friends. It was nice to get out of town. I really needed the break. And again, good for Green Bay, but Wausau's got a lot of good things, positive things happening for our city as well.
I would say if that does happen in 2022, and of course this is just idle chatter, but the number of people that you bring in for the NFL draft anymore, I believe it was 400,000 or so in Nashville.
I know Nashville, they did pretty well last year.
I would say if that happens in Green Bay, there's going to be some people staying in Wausau that weekend.
Well, let's just hope that it's sometime in May and not in April where they usually have it, because we still could have a bunch of snow on the ground. Hopefully that won't be the case. But again, switching it back to Wausau, a lot of good positive things happening here. And again, folks, watch what happens here in the next couple of years. It is actually pretty exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned, part of that summertime excitement. You actually kind of mentioned this a little bit already, but you had the opportunity to throw out the first pitch at the Wisconsin Woodchucks game. Now, we're going 25 years of this franchise now here in the city of Wausau. I mean, they're one of the original ones here in the North Woods League. Obviously, that predates your time as mayor.
Well, I still remember the days of the Wausau Mets going back to the 70s and the Timbers and stuff, and I like seeing an occasional baseball game. Athletic Park and what Mark McDonald has done down there is just incredible. It's another jewel, if you will, in our city, a hidden gem, if you will, but there's also so many other things going on and so many other different events. I've got the Balloon Fest coming up, the Riv Eating contest coming up, and that one I'm going to have to partake in. I know it'll be tough, but we'll do it. Chalk Fest. There's just so many things happening throughout the summer, so I urge our residents and people from out of town, come, take advantage of this. It's a fun opportunity to come together, showcase whatever it is you got coming. Art in the Park. I've got so many different things going on throughout July and August, and it's a shame that summer lasts as little as it does, because there's so much going on. Again, like I said at the beginning of the interview here, if you can't find something to do, I don't know what to tell you, because there's always something happening in Wausau, specifically on the weekends. And there's a lot of different unique opportunities as far as different things that have opened up. The Timekeeper, the Whitewater Music Hall, this has all just recently opened up. Get out there and enjoy it, because let's face it, summer doesn't last too long in Wisconsin.
Open invitation for everybody to come into downtown Wausau as well.
I am the cheerleader and the ambassador of the city of Wausau, and I urge everybody to come.
Absolutely. Well, we'll hopefully be able to take advantage of that in the next few coming weeks. We always enjoyed the chance to get down here and say hi here at the office. Gives me a chance to get out of the office for a while too throughout the day.
Well, as everybody knows, I'm very accessible. I have my coffee with the mayor events. By all means, please come. The next one will be at the Blue Willow on July 10th at 7 a.m. and come and talk to me. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what's on your mind. Doesn't have to be positive. Tell me the truth. If I can fix it, I will. But if I can't, I'll also tell you the truth that I can't. It's the best way. Just come and talk to me. I'm very open-minded, very accessible, and I invite anybody to come either to those events. You see me out in the street, stop me. I get stopped all the time. I have people calling me at home, usually weather-related for some odd reason, but just the same. That's part of my job and my position, and I like hearing from people, including the bad or negative things, because unless I know about it, I can't get it fixed. So please contact me.
All right. Well, we'll certainly contact you again next month for the next chat. I always appreciate the time, and
Thank you,
as
Michael.
always, thank you for your service as well.
Thank you. Take care, Wassa.